Brought to you by Gamezy. Win up to rupees 5 crores every day. Download the app now.
Hello and welcome to Super Saturday in IPL 2022. It is a double header. Gujarat Titans versus Royal Challengers Bangalore is your day game, while the next game features Mumbai Indians and Rajasthan Royals. I will take you through the fantasy picks for both the matches. The first match is Gujarat Titans versus RCB. Number 1 and number 5 in the points table, 14 and 10. So, let me tell you the budget buys that is needed for the GT versus RCB game. Budget buys, if I have to look at it, well, both teams have great budget buys. I mean, if I have to look at it, Yash Dayal has been in fantastic form for Gujarat Titans and he will be your go-to person if it's concerning budget buys. Another great budget buy, if you want to get in, could either be Abhinav Manohar Sadrangini, or if they want to replace him, maybe B. Sai Sudarshan. But Abhinav Manohar Sadrangini and Yash Dayal are your best bets in the budget buys when it comes to the Gujarat Titans. If you want to take a Royal Challengers Bangalore pick, well, there is Shahbaz Ahmed, who has been the team's star performer throughout this IPL. And in a way, he's been inconsistent, but he's been mightily impressive. Suyash Prabhudesai can be one of your budget buys for RCB if you do not want to go with the GT camp. After the budget buys, I now present you the overseas options for both teams. Overseas buys for both sides are pretty simple, folks. Both have a very settled lineup. Faf du Plessis will definitely play because he's the captain. Then you also have Josh Hazlewood, who's been in fantastic form. Wanindu Hasranga has also impressed a lot, if you have to look at it. And if you have to look at the fourth foreigner, that is a kind of a mixed bag for RCB. But 3 out of the 4 are really your best overseas options when it comes to RCB. As far as Gujarat Titans are concerned, well, they have the likes of Rashid Khan, who was sensational with the bat. Not with the ball, but with the bat, he's been doing really well. Lockie Ferguson has had a couple of off days, but he's your gun bowler in this kind of situation. Alzari Joseph has been great, and so has been David Miller for Gujarat Titans. So these are my overseas options for GT versus RCB. Now, the captaincy choices. Captaincy choices are very simple, folks. I would go with Hardik Pandya because he is your top performer right now currently, both as a leader and with the bat. If you do not want to make just a batsman as your captain, then in the Royal Challengers Bangalore camp, there is also not many options that you can get. I would say go with the safe option, make Faf du Plessis your captain. If you want, make Hardik Pandya your vice captain. That will be the best captaincy tips for me when it comes to GT versus RCB. Now here's the probable 11 that I will field in the GT versus RCB fantasy match. Pretty much sure the opening lineup is Faf du Plessis will open along with Shubman Gill. Then at number 3, if you have to look at it, Virat Kohli. Yes, he's not been in great form, but you cannot discount a match winner. At number 4, if I have to look at it, probably Abhinav Manohar Sadrangini or David Miller. Well, I'll pick Sadrangini for this. Or if not for 4, then I will pick Shahbaz Ahmed at 4 and then pick Abhinav Manohar Sadrangini at 5, followed by David Miller and then Rashid Khan. And then after that, I will come to the bowlers. Lockie Ferguson will definitely be there along with Harshal Patel and Mohammad Siraj. Those will be my fantasy 11 tips for Gujarat versus RCB. And oh yes, if I have to add one more bowler, I'll get in Yash Dayal. After the Gujarat Titans versus Royal Challengers Bangalore match, I now focus on the Mumbai Indians versus Rajasthan Royals game. Big game for Rajasthan Royals as they are in the middle of that top 4 scramble. Mumbai Indians, on the other hand, have lost all 8 games. They would be desperately hoping to avoid a 9th straight loss in IPL 2022. Before I get into the match, let us look at the best budget buys for MI versus RR. If I have to look at the budget buys for Mumbai Indians versus Rajasthan Royals, well, there is actually not much of an option if you have to look at it. I mean, yes, Hrithik Shokeen has been pretty impressive for Mumbai Indians, and he's also been praised by former Pakistan off-spinner Saeed Ajmal. So he can be your best budget buy if I have to look at it. As far as Rajasthan Royals are concerned, well, they have got stars galore. I mean, if you have to look at it, Kuldeep Sen was a sensation in the game against RCB. He can be a budget buy if he's picked. So those are my two budget buys that I will go with. Apart from the rest of the squad, Rajasthan Royals and Mumbai Indians have got big names. So there are not many budget buys if I have to look at it. Tilak Verma is another name that will come. So Tilak Verma, Hrithik Shokeen and Kuldeep Sen are my budget buys for the Mumbai Indians versus Rajasthan Royals match. After the budget buys, I now look at the overseas options for MI versus RR. The overseas options, well, Josh Butler, Josh the boss, it would be foolish to not pick him. He's been in great form, 499 runs, and he could very well make records. Remember, Butler has a fantastic record against Mumbai Indians, so it's better that you could keep him at the top. There is also Shimron Hetmeyer, who has been fantastic with the bat lower down the order. And if you have to look at the other things, Trent Bolt is your best overseas option buy if you have to look at it. The rest of the lineups, James Neesham has been inconsistent and he's been left out. Oben McCoy has not delivered. So these are my three overseas picks if I have to take from Rajasthan Royals. If I have to look at Mumbai Indians, apart from Devald Brevis, the rest of the bowling batting has not prospered for Mumbai Indians. So Devald Brevis, Fabian Allen has also not had that many chances. So I will go with Devald Brevis as my lone Mumbai Indians overseas options. After the overseas options, I now look at the captaincy choices for MI versus RR. Captaincy choices, well, it is simple for me. If I make a Rajasthan Royals captain, it would be Josh the boss Butler, man. He has been simply sensational. The numbers speak for themselves. In the Mumbai Indians camp, I would be tempted to make Tilak Verma as my captain. If not, I would pick Josh Butler as my captain and Tilak Verma as my vice captain in the fantasy team, because Tilak Verma has been consistent for Mumbai Indians. After the captaincy choices, I now look at the fantasy 11 for Mumbai Indians versus Rajasthan Royals. The fantasy 11 is pretty simple, folks, for me. I will go with Josh Butler at the top and Rohit Sharma. At number 3, I will bring in Sanju Samson. Now you will say, why Rohit Sharma? Yes, Rohit Sharma has struggled, but you cannot ignore class and experience at the top of the order. After that, I will get Devald Brevis and Tilak Verma at 4 and 5, followed by Shimron Hetmeyer at number 6. After that, I will get Yajuvendra Chahal and Ravichandran Ashwin. Chahal is the purple cap holder currently, and I will also get an Ashwin, considering that he has been fantastic. Prasidh Krishna, Jasprit Bumrah are my other bowlers, and I will run out of it Trent Bolt. Thank you so much for watching this video. Subscribe to Sports Today for all the latest news and information. Don't forget to download the Gamezy app. You stand to win 5 crore rupees prizes every day. You can also make teams in slots of 5 overs and also in the second innings. No other fantasy app gives you that privilege. Thank you.